First of all, I would like to thank Ms. Lizzie Sack for coming, because she was not well last time, but she kept her appointment. She decided to be here. And Lizzie Sack is a Senior Director of Agency Relations. A brief profile about her. Lizzie Sack is an international higher education administrator with more than 10 years of experience in higher education, with leadership and management roles mostly directed towards international students' capacity building. In the early 2000s, Ms. Sack worked as a costume designer and wardrobe director for Walt Disney's Great Grandson in his early films. Having started her career as a business and marketing language educator, including as the author of English grammar textbook in Prague, Czech Republic, Ms. Sack relocated to New York to pursue international outreach in the English language school and higher education sector. She has been at NYFA for the past 9 years and has assisted students from over 82 countries. Ms. Sack's current responsibility includes marketing outreach and partnership building with international education agencies around the world. Additionally, she works extensively with the foreign government entities that provides funding opportunities for their nation's students to study with NYFA. She has traveled to over 50 countries in the pursuit of global education. So please welcome, Ms. Lizzie Sack. And Lizzie, thank you for accepting the invitation. And please present the New York Film Academy.
Hello, hi everyone. Thank you so much, Richard. Again, if you were here last week, I'm so sorry I was not well, but I'm very, very excited to be here today with everybody. So I'm gonna start just by talking a little bit about New York Film Academy. If you guys do have questions, please feel free to put them in the chat or the question and answer. I will also open it towards the end if you guys wanted to show your face and just let me know. So I'm going to share my screen with you, give you a brief introduction to New York Film Academy, and then speak a little bit more about who we are. So we are the New York Film Academy College of Visual and Performing Arts. I am going to show a video right now. If you cannot hear it, please type in or something. Something's been going on, but I want to make sure everyone can hear it. So here we go.
Hi, my name is Michael Young. I'm president of the New York Film Academy, and I'd like to welcome you to our video. Over the last 2 decades, the New York Film Academy has become one of the most prominent institutions of visual and performing arts education. We believe in learning by doing. You're going to start on your first project, day 1 of the program. We want to help you find the best program for you.
They learn about cinematography, about screenwriting, about acting. You're going to learn all the different components of filmmaking.
The heart of our program is teaching actors skills to work on camera.
A good producer has to see the big picture. Learning the industry is as important as learning the technical aspect of filmmaking.
I teach them loading cameras, learning to light, building a set, understanding where to place those lights.
Screenwriting is the basic element of all visual storytelling. If you write from your experience, from the things that you love, breaking down the characters and creating a world of your own, then you create amazing stories.
People learn things quickly, integrate them quickly, apply them quickly, learn to make documentaries by making documentaries.
You are learning how to dance, you are learning how to sing, you are learning how to act.
With teachers who are on Broadway, so they can tell you, no, this is what happens when you walk in the door. Animation today is so universal. You have to consider the global marketplace.
There's limitless potential with animation.
The main takeaway is you're going to learn how games work as systems and be a very facile and capable system designer.
Journalism helps us figure out the chaotic lives that we live now. You can start to make sense of what's going on around us.
Students photograph architecture, lifestyle, fashion, food, people, portraits, and it gives students a great opportunity to create incredible work.
The faculty at the New York Film Academy are all present-day, current working industry professionals.
We have campuses in New York, Los Angeles, South Beach, Miami, and Gold Coast, Australia, plus a location in Florence, Italy, as well as satellite locations all over the world.
The New York Film Academy campus in New York City is located in Battery Park in Manhattan. They can use the entire city as their backlot.
We're right on the doorstep of Warner Brothers and Universal Studios. Everyone gets a chance to have production classes on the Universal Studios backlot. We have short-term workshops, one-year conservative
Hi,
bachelor and master degree programs. During the summer months, we also offer hands-on youth and high school summer camps where students can learn storytelling while meeting new friends and having fun.
The facilities and equipment we have here at the New York Film Academy are incredible.
We strive to have as much cutting edge equipment as possible so that students can attend our programs, learn the equipment, and then go and start working.
New York Film Academy Industry Lab. It is an opportunity for students to gain professional experience.
We help our students every step of the way. We offer services for housing, financial aid, international visa applications, as well as career and veteran services. We have extracurricular activities and club sports that you can get involved with. One of the most thrilling experiences for our students is our guest lecture series. They get a chance to interact with some of the top figures in the entertainment industry, such as Steven Spielberg, Al Pacino, Ron Howard. It's truly an exciting experience for the entire campus.
The most important thing for any discipline in filmmaking or related arts is to tell a story.
A story.
Story.
Story. Storytelling.
Story. We're cultivating storytellers.
The student body feeds the energy here from more than 80 countries. We have students from the United States, Australia, Russia, China, Africa, Latin America, the Middle East. They bring so many different perspectives to the work. It allows our students to develop an international network.
We've been honored to teach so many talented students who go on to work at every level of the media and entertainment industry.
Any student who studies at New York Film Academy,
As soon as they graduate, they're going to be out there and they'll be able to make movies.
They are ready to be business people, not just artists.
We're really preparing our students to succeed in this business.
You're going to get a hands-on experience that you're not going to get in any film school in the world.
So there it is. We are the New York Film Academy. We were founded in 1992. This year is our 30th anniversary, so we're very excited. We were founded by a gentleman named Jerry Sherlock, who was a producer in Hollywood. He produced many things. He also produced Broadway shows, but most notably, he produced The Hunt for Red October, which starred Sean Connery and Alec Baldwin. And when he returned back to New York City, there were so many people asking him questions of, how do I get into this? I've always been interested, but I don't know where to start. And so back in the early 90s, getting a film education at university level was a very prestigious thing. So Jerry had the idea of starting the New York Film Academy as just an 8-week hands-on intensive filmmaking workshop. So he very much believed in learning by doing, getting your hands on a camera from day one, and really understanding how to make movies by making movies. We still to this day keep small classes. We still to this day use top of the line cutting edge equipment, exactly what is being used in Hollywood right now, so that when you leave New York Film Academy and go onto a film set, you are using the same equipment that is being used in Hollywood today. So we did start as the New York Film Academy. The 8-week filmmaking workshop proved to be very, very popular. So we then extended it into a 1-year conservatory program. That's also when we introduced our Acting for Film program. And it was the first of its kind in the United States to focus solely on screen acting instead of stage acting. And so from there, we have now grown into a full College of Visual and Performing Arts with 5 full-time locations and multiple different disciplines. So we still have our filmmaking and acting programs today. Filmmaking is going to be the most all-inclusive program. Within this program, you will learn to write, shoot, direct, edit. You learn sound and cinematography. The Acting for Film program, again, is acting for the screen. The Acting for Film students work very closely with the filmmaking students because the filmmaking students in their first year will make 36 films. So of course, filmmakers need actors to be in those films. So the acting students will audition for the filmmaking students. And I've had acting students being close to 30 films in their first year alone. The producing program is more the business side of filmmaking. These are the people who are involved in pre-production, production, post-production. They're the ones who handle the budget. They're the ones who handle the film rights. They're the ones who get into the festivals. They are the ones who hire all the actors and work with the budgets. So the producer is quite possibly the most important person on a film set. Screenwriting is specifically that. We're going to write both for TV and film. Cinematography is more the artistic side of filmmaking. These are the people that make the director's vision come to life. They're the ones who set up the set, the lighting. They will find the scenery, so they will make it as beautiful or as ugly or as terrifying as the director needs it to be. Documentary filmmaking, which is obviously becoming way more popular than I think anybody ever thought it would. If you guys are anything like the US, true crime is taking over the world. So our documentary filmmaking students learn to tell stories. They learn how to work with characters in order to make the story more popular and riveting to the audience. Musical theater is going to be our Broadway-based program. This is offered only at the New York campus. It is very Broadway driven. Students are literally taught by people who are teaching during the day and then going to Broadway at night. You have singing, dancing, as well as acting. And then in the second year of musical theater, you do work on a movie musical as well. And we are the only film school, musical theater school in the world in which you can do that. 3D animation, visual effects, and game design are our two fastest growing programs for pretty obvious reasons. Pretty much every single movie uses visual effects now, and game design is becoming more and more popular. As when I was younger, I had to fight my big brother to use the Nintendo, and now I can just pick up my phone and play any game really that I want. Photography is a digital photography program where students will shoot everything from live action to portrait to landscape to still life, everything along those lines. They do also have a gallery show at the end of their semesters. Broadcast journalism, which is our, I think more it should be called mass media journalism, because students are not only learning how to report, they're learning how to put together a story fully. They're learning how to edit it. They're learning how to shoot it. They're learning sound, everything that's needed for a reporter these days. And then we have virtual reality and digital editing. And those are short-term courses that are only about 4 weeks long that are very specific within those disciplines. So for New York Film Academy, you do have to choose your major before you start, and that's what these majors are. I am here to help you with that. EACC is here to help you with that. And we can really go into detail about what all of these areas of study contain if you need it. You can also find full information on the website, but it is a very intensive program. So you do have to know what you want to study before you start at New York Film Academy. We offer multiple types of programs, so lengths of programs. We do offer a 2-year Associates of Fine Arts program that's held at our Los Angeles campus. And those are, if you're unfamiliar with the US higher education, after you have graduated from high school, you can choose to take a 2-year Associates of Fine Arts or a Bachelor of Fine Arts. It goes associates, bachelor's, master's degrees. At New York Film Academy, the Bachelor of Fine Arts is an accelerated 3-year program, but you can choose to take it in 4 years. We also have just introduced a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Entertainment Media, which is different than all of our other bachelor's degrees in that you can start the program without having a major, and you can take short-term programs within the program. So you can do 4 weeks of producing, 4 weeks of screenwriting, 4 weeks of filmmaking, discover what you do really want to study, and then you can declare a major. So the entertainment media program is going to be different than all the other bachelors in that you can pick and choose which program to take before declaring a major. We also have a Bachelor of Arts in Media Studies, and then we offer a 2-year Master of Fine Arts, which is the highest level of education that you can get in these disciplines. There are no PhDs in screenwriting. The master's degree is the highest that you can get. It is a terminal degree, and these are what are needed if you choose to become a teacher. We also have a 1-year Master of Arts in Film and Media Production, as well as producing. From there, along with our bachelor or our degree programs, we do offer 1- and 2-year conservatory programs, and those are just hyper-focused programs on one subject. So it's only filmmaking or only acting. You don't have the liberal arts classes that come along with a degree program. So conservatory programs are very, very popular for artists because they really only want to study what their discipline is. You don't really need calculus to become a filmmaker. So conservatory programs are quite popular within the artistic community. We do also offer adult short-term workshops of 4, 6, or 8 weeks, where you can come sort of test the waters, see if this is what you want to do. Again, it is a very intensive program. You're in class Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., sometimes 10 p.m., and then you're shooting on nights and weekends. It is our job to train you to be prepared, be professional on a film set, so you can walk out of New York Film Academy onto a film set and understand what it really is. There is no 9-to-5 job in this industry. When I was on set, a 12 to 14-hour day was a standard day. So the short-term workshops are a good way to make sure that this is the right school for you, that you like living in the United States, and then you can easily extend your program. So if you go from the short-term workshops into either a 1-year or a degree program, we will take the cost of that short-term workshop off of the tuition for the long-term program. So you essentially get that 1 or 2 months for free. We do also offer online programs that obviously came out of the COVID pandemic. Online programs are offered in pretty much all of our disciplines, most heavily in the screenwriting discipline, but there are options for online programs for adults. And then if you are still in high school, or if you have not yet graduated from high school, we do offer kids and teens summer programs in June, July, and August, as well as January. So the kids and teens summer camps are a great way to come, make sure this is something that you do really want to do, but also to start building a professional portfolio so that when you are applying for schools, you have a professional portfolio to present. As Richard had explained earlier, we do have multiple locations throughout the United States as well as the world. We are the New York Film Academy. We were founded in New York City. This is our school. It's located at the very southern tip of Manhattan. We overlook the Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island. It's absolutely beautiful. And students will shoot on the streets of New York City here in New York. It's very much a location-based shoot. You're learning how to shoot on location. You're learning how to get permits. So that's how you shoot in New York City. Our largest campus is actually located in LA. We are located right in downtown Burbank, in between Universal and Warner Brothers studios. And you actually get to see the Warner Brothers water tower from your classroom. So it's very exciting. And the Los Angeles campus shoots on location as well as on the back lot of Universal Studios. And we're the only film school in the world in which gets to shoot on the back lot of Universal Studios. So we're very, very proud of that. We do also have a location in South Beach, Miami, Florida, right on Lincoln Road, which is the main road in South Beach. It's a very, as you can see, an Art Deco building. It's about, I think it's like 3 or 4 blocks from the beach. Absolutely beautiful. And we actually have full permits to shoot anywhere within the city of Miami. So there are 3 options in the United States, and we do offer something called a bi-coastal experience, where you can start your degree in New York, transfer out to Los Angeles, you could start in Los Angeles, you could transfer to South Beach, you could start in South Beach and go to New York. There's a lot of different options. And so it's very rare to have one school that you can start in one location and transfer to another location and learn location shooting in New York City and backlot shooting in Los Angeles. So that's a very popular option for our students, the bi-coastal experience to study in 2 different cities. We do also have a location in Florence, Italy that offers short-term workshops as well as semester programs. Students shoot in and around the streets of Florence, which is probably one of the top 5 most beautiful cities in the world. And we do also offer a campus in the Gold Coast of Australia if you're interested in studying there. So once you've chosen your program, your length of program, your location, you will work with EACC to submit the application, and then we can all work together in order to get the requirements together to review you for acceptance. So for the kids and teen summer programs, there are no requirements. Everyone is welcome. It's very easy. For the adult online programs, you just have to show proof of high school graduation. And then when you get to the in-person short-term workshops for the adults, it's just proof of high school or college graduation. And I need to have just a short interview with yourself to ensure that your English is high enough. The only short-term program that requires an audition is musical theater. We do have to understand where the range of your voice is, but mostly short-term programs are open to everyone who has graduated high school. Once you get into the 1- and 2-year conservatory programs and the degree programs, this is where we start to introduce either an audition or a creative portfolio. So if you're coming for a performing arts program, acting or musical theater, you do have to audition. And there's a couple different ways in which you can do that. The first is just to record the audition and then upload it to your applicant portal as a link. You can also set up a live virtual audition where you would set up a Zoom with myself and another one of my colleagues and perform your work live, such as this. The third and hopefully coming soon option is when I am finally back on the ground in India, we hold live auditions face-to-face. I don't have quite a plan of being back in India quite yet. I'm hoping in the spring of 2023. I will let you know when I know. But for the Acting for Film program, we require 2 monologues that are 60 to 90 seconds a piece. We do like them to be contemporary, so we don't want Shakespeare. We prefer anything from like 1950s to now that are contrasting, one comedic, one dramatic. And we do like to see pieces that speak to you. So if you are a 19-year-old woman, please don't play an 85-year-old man. It's pretty obvious. But for the musical theater program, we require 2 musical theater songs and 1 monologue. Once we get into the visual arts programs, every other program that's at NYFA, filmmaking, producing, screenwriting, photography, 3D animation, game design, this is where we require a creative portfolio. The creative portfolio can be many different things, and there are specific requirements for each program that you can see on our website. But mostly, if you have made a film, of course, we would want to see the film that you have made. If it is not in English, it does need to have English subtitles, but it can be a very rough draft. It can be your raw footage. It can be a film that you shot on your phone with your friends. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's not why you're coming to study with us. But we do like to see the work that you have already created. If you have not been able to make a film yet, we really take anything that shows your creativity, your ideas, and the stories that you want to tell. So it can be anything from photographs, scripts, drawings, storyboards, short stories, poems. I had one student who was a furniture designer, and he sent in photos of the furniture he designed. So that's what we're looking for. And again, you can see the specific requirements on our website, but myself and Richard at EACC will work with you through this process to make sure that you have everything that's needed. For the degree programs, We are a test optional school, so we do not require SAT or ACT, but you do have to supply 2 letters of recommendation, and those come in through people who have either taught you or worked with you professionally. That also requires a narrative statement, which is your statement of purpose. Why New York Film Academy? Why filmmaking? Why acting? Why do you want to do this? And then for the degree programs only, we do require either a TOEFL, IELTS, or Duolingo exam. If you took your high school fully in English or you studied university fully in English, you do not have to submit an English test. For the master's programs, you are required to have an undergraduate degree, but it does not necessarily have to be in a similar discipline. We have so many people, especially from India, who will have an undergraduate in, say, BTech or engineering or law, and then they realize this is not what I want to do. I want to be creative. So they will then come to us for a master's degree in filmmaking or photography or producing. So you do have to have an undergraduate degree for a master's, but it does not have to be in a similar discipline. So I just want to be clear on that. Once we have all of your documents in, we will hopefully send you a letter of acceptance, and then we can all start working together on finding you housing. Of course, housing is going to be dependent on the city that you choose. In New York City, we do offer dormitory style housing that is 1 subway stop away from the school. And those are single, double, or triple rooms with a private bathroom, shared kitchen, shared living area, very much a dormitory style setting here in New York City. In Los Angeles, we work very closely with apartment complexes that are within bike riding or walking distance. And those are fully furnished apartments. They're studio, 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom apartments. And I say bike riding or walking distance to the school because Los Angeles is extremely spread out, and there really is no public transportation. So you want to make sure you're living somewhat close to the school so that you're not stuck in traffic and you can get to all of your classes on time. In South Beach and Florence, we do offer apartment help as well, but we do have housing coordinators at all of our locations that will assist you with housing. We know how important that is, but so that you are aware, what we usually tell students for rent, transportation, and food, minimum per month for New York, Los Angeles, and South Beach is usually about $2,500 per month. And that really is the minimum. It is expensive to live in these cities. That's just the reality of it. So we do like you guys to be aware of exactly what you should plan on paying for living in one of these cities. From there, speaking of money, New York Film Academy does not offer full scholarships. We do not offer full scholarships, so I just want to put that out there. But for any program of 1 year or longer, we do offer a potential partial institutional discount. So the first discount that you can apply for is called a talent-based award. That is going to be based off of your audition or your creative portfolio. It's going to be based off of your talent. So that will be sent to the chair of the program. They will review it, and you can be awarded up to roughly about 1/3 off of your tuition. If you do not receive that full 1/3 off of your tuition, you can also apply for a needs-based tuition assistance, which is going to be based off of you and your family's need for financial help. So you do have to fill out a short application. You have to write an essay that's describing what is going on in your family's finances, but that we also need to see your parents' financial documents in order to really review and see how much we can help you with that. If you are coming for a bachelor's degree, you can also submit your GPA and any high school accolades for a potential merit-based award. And then we also offer something called a Matthew Modine Master's Scholarship. I'm not sure if you are aware, but Matthew Modine is a very famous actor here in the United States. Most recently, he's been on Stranger Things, but he's been in many different films and TV shows. But he also sits on our board. He's a very close friend of New York Film Academy, and he has allotted a specific amount of money to go towards the top of the top applicants for either a master's degree in filmmaking or acting. So there is an option for you to be nominated for that. You can't apply for it. You have to be nominated by a member of New York Film Academy. But then we do also offer what's called the DEI Inclusion Bridge Grant, where you can apply for a small amount of funding and show how you can bring diversity and inclusion to the New York Film Academy campus. So between all of these, the most that you can receive from New York Film Academy is roughly about a third off of your tuition. So again, we do not offer full scholarships, but there is an opportunity for you to receive a partial discount off of your tuition. From there, we go through the entire process of getting you a student visa, hopefully, and that's also where EACC will come in very heavily. They are extremely knowledgeable on the entire process of coming to the United States as a student. So if you're coming for a kids or teens summer program, you will just come on a B1, B2 tourist visa. But any adult program of 4 weeks or longer, you will have to study on an F1 student visa. So after you have been accepted into the program, and once it's 6 months before the start of your program, we can start this process. In order to receive an F1 student visa, you have to get something from the New York Film Academy called an I-20. The I-20 is just a piece of paper, but it is a very important piece of paper as an international student in the United States. In order to get the I-20, you have to prove a few things to New York Film Academy, and you have to supply us with some documents. So the first one, you have to have a passport. Believe it or not, you need a passport to come to the United States, and it needs to be valid for 6 months past the last day of your program. You also have to fill out a short questionnaire and a short financial form, but the thing that we're going to require most of you is that we see your financial proof. In order for New York Film Academy to approve you for an I-20, for you to apply for a student visa, you have to prove to us that you have the first year of tuition, as well as $1,900 per month in living expenses. So that's where those tuition discounts can come in handy, because it's going to lower what your tuition is, but you have to be able to show the full first year of tuition plus $1,900 per month for living expenses. The other important thing to note is that while you are a student at the New York Film Academy, you cannot have a job. So you need to have your financial overview fully ready to go without having a supplemental monthly income of working. So once we have seen that you can afford to pay your tuition, you can afford to put a roof over your head, and you have a passport, we will then send you this form I-20. EACC will help you with this process as well, but you do have to register the I-20 with the United States government. And then once you have paid the $350 registration fee to the US government, then you can apply for a visa appointment at the US Embassy. During the appointment, you will have to speak in English. They may ask you some questions. It really can be anywhere from like 30 seconds to 30 minutes long. It's very up to the counselor, but they will ask you some questions. Most notably, they're going to be looking for what's called ties to your home country. So you have to prove to them that you are going to come to the United States, you're going to study, but then you're going to return home to India. They need to make sure that you're not going to stay in the United States. So you have to be able to prove to them that you're going to come home, whether that's that you still have family living in India, you are returning for a job, you're returning for a university, you own property in India. You have to be able to prove to them that you are going to come home. That's the most important thing. So again, like I said before, while you are studying at New York Film Academy, you cannot work. But if you are taking a program of 1 year or longer, after you have successfully completed your program, you can apply for something called OPT, Optional Practical Training, where you can stay in the United States for 1 year and legally work within the industry. So again, you cannot work while you study, but you can work for up to a year after you complete a program of 1 year or longer. If you're coming for one of those short-term workshops, the 4, 6, or 8-week workshops, you do not have the option of applying for OPT. You cannot work while you're in the United States at all. So again, this is where myself and EACC come in very handy. We're here to go through this. I've been doing this for over a decade. EACC has been a partner of ours for many, many years, so we are well versed in all of this. What's really important to note about New York Film Academy, as I said before, excuse me, it is extremely intensive. You are going to be, if you're a filmmaking student, creating 36 films in your first year alone, or you're going to have the chance to act on close to 30 films in a year. Graduating from New York Film Academy, you are going to have a reel that's bigger than pretty much every other film school in the world. New York Film Academy itself is also 50% international. So you're going to have a network of students that's not just from America, but it's also all over the world. We've had 124 different nationalities that have studied at New York Film Academy. And the way that the industry is going right now and how very international it's becoming, it's more and more important every single day to know people in other countries that are working within this industry. You can always go on our website to see what our alumni are doing. We've had hundreds of Indians study with us. You can see what they're up to. Kushi Kapoor recently studied with us, I think right before COVID. And she is written up pretty much every single day. I get on my Google alerts. But while you're studying at New York Film Academy, you're also going to be in business classes. So you're going to learn the business of acting, the business of filmmaking, the business of photography. And like I said before, you're going to pretty much create a reel that's larger than any other school. We have had students go on to work at AMC, BBC, Showtime, Netflix, but it's important to note that these students didn't get these jobs just because they went to NYFA. These students are extremely hard workers. They have a lot of talent. And while we cannot guarantee a job, no school can ever guarantee a job in the entertainment industry, having a demo reel or resume that's as long as you're going to have from New York Film Academy is going to be very helpful. But again, it's up to you. This is a very strange industry in that you can study as much as you want, but if you're not a go-getter, if you're not outgoing, you may not get a strong job. But that's what we're here to help you with. So you can see also on our website multiple alumni highlights. Manuel Garcia Wolfo, he is now in a new show on Netflix. It's not really that new, but it's called The Lincoln Lawyer. I just started it. It's very, very good. But he was also in The Magnificent Seven with Denzel Washington. Issa Rae is created and stars in a show called Insecure on HBO. She was just nominated for yet another Emmy. We've had students on Grey's Anatomy. We've had students who have starred in Gossip Girl. We've had Aubrey Plaza, who started her career on Parks and Recreation, but is a full-fledged movie star. She's in the newest season of The White Lotus on HBO, which premieres this month. So you can always see what all of our students are doing on our website, and we're extremely proud of them. But it's very important to note what our students have gone on to do. And lastly, I'm sure if you have ever gone to our website, you've seen the very extensive list of guest speakers that we have been honored to have at New York Film Academy. Everything from Steven Spielberg, Al Pacino, Ron Howard. Right before COVID, Adam Driver joined us. We've had Kim Cattrall. During COVID, Alec Baldwin was one of our guest speakers, which was fun because he was in the film, The Hunt for Red October, that our founder produced. So it's been a full circle, but hopefully we're going to be getting these people back on campus soon. But it's an excellent, excellent way for you to be able to hear their story, how they got to where they are, but then they open it up for question and answers. So we've had students who got to ask Al Pacino questions, which still blows my mind to this day. So it is a very unique school. It's a very intense school, but if this is what you want to do, if you want to be in this industry, this is the place to study if you are really ready to work hard. That's what I'll say. So again, I will thank you.